did Black Lives Matter and Move to Amend-Dayton come about?
I learned about Move to Amend maybe 2010, 2012, somewhere in there. And it's all about getting rid of corporate constitutional rights and getting money out of politics. And I was very concerned about climate change. So I began to see the connections between like fossil fuels and how they're denying climate change, that kind of thing. And so I got very interested in Move to Amend, and I started the chapter along with a couple other people back in February of 2013, so 11 years ago. And we managed to get a resolution passed by the City of Dayton supporting our amendment. We worked for a constitutional amendment against the U.S. Constitution. So we've been at it for 11 years.
I don't like going behind a Miss Obama speech, but I'll do the best I can. So, I'm Carlos. Black Lives Matter-Dayton started pretty much around the same time as Sue and them did. I started with Urban Citizens for Social Justice. That's my first organization, and it birthed Black Lives Matter-Dayton in 2019 when the Ku Klux Klan came here to Dayton. And so, matter of fact, that was our launch date, which was May 25th, 2019. So, and of course we're pushing for police reform, voting rights and things like that. So, and the reason I got started is because of those things. And voting rights is my main focus when it comes to activism. And that started back in 2013 when they gutted the Voting Rights Act. So that's why I'm here now, still fighting.
What are the main issues that you've encountered in your work?
Go ahead.
My main issue is trying to get people to participate. That is a very big challenge in the black community, from which I am in, and trying to get them to participate even though there's no promises there with that participation. So much voter apathy. People don't want to get involved, and I understand. So that's my challenge to my community, is to get them involved despite, but at the same token, not just rolling over and allowing things to happen. Until something better comes along, I stress, and I wholeheartedly stress, stay involved. That is my biggest challenge when it comes to my community. And with the help of other efforts here in the city of Dayton, I think we're on our way to getting involved. Unfortunately, the losses are too many, and sometimes that discourages anybody or frustrates anybody. So that's where we are now, and that's where I'm at now.
So I think I look at intersectionality. There's, I talk about corporate constitutional rights, but that impacts almost every other issue that anybody cares about. So if we're looking at public education being gutted by private education, that's a social justice issue that I can relate to Move to Amend and the work that I do. The voting, like Carlos talked about, that's another social justice issue that relates to corporate constitutional rights and money in politics especially. We don't always feel like our vote's going to do any good because there's so much money behind in the political process. So those are the kinds of things that that I look at. Excuse me. And climate change, again, or environmental degradation. We've got Superfund sites in Dayton. And so again, how does that connect to corporate power?
And that's a good thing. Piggyback on Mary Sue when she was talking about the school education being a social justice issue. We were talking about earlier the school to prison pipeline. Oh my gosh. That is such an issue, and in that area, which is not my area per se, but I do support the efforts. We had other activists here who were once here before, and that was their fight when it comes to education and things like that for our children, right? And I realized that that issue is such a devastating effect on our people, especially when it comes to like history. You know what I'm saying? They're taking history out of the schools, taking books out of the schools, you know. That's a social justice issue because at some point, our people do need to know, and everybody needs to know everybody's history. I know everybody else's history, but they don't know mine. They don't know ours. That's a social justice issue, and I think when we get to the point where we understand and see each other, we'll have more empathy towards our plight, or each other's plight, right? And I think that is a very powerful statement when it comes to Move to Amend, dealing with education and also the school to prison pipeline. That's very, very important in today's society, that we deal with that.
Let me add another one, and that's healthcare.
Oh my God.
I mean, the disparities in healthcare
Oh God.
in this city are criminal. You know, we saw Good Sam Hospital torn down.
Yes.
Now we see an urgent care that's not even open 24/7. I mean, you can only get sick at certain times. You know, if you're living in certain parts of town, your health care situation is poor. And that is a social justice issue. And that is also a corporate power issue, because we can look at the healthcare organizations that are in charge of where to place this urgent care in that hospital and how many beds here and how many beds there. And then we see the infant mortality rate in the city of Dayton. You know, these are social justice issues.
Is it ever necessary to question the status quo?
What are the benefits and consequences of questioning or challenging our social order?
We must challenge everything when it comes to social justice issues. It's so many, okay? And I was explaining to somebody else earlier, we got so many fires out there, okay? And those are battles. I consider those as battles. And those battles we're losing. And so just like when you're talking about speaking up, we all spoke up to keep Good Samaritan Hospital here. We spoke up highly.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate that the higher-ups, they had made a decision already. And our voices just went unheard. Nothing was done. And it's unfortunate that big money trumps our votes. And that's not a good thing, okay? And so I'm a big proponent. We need to get money out of politics.
Thank you.
And so that's a very big major thing. Yes, speak up. Speak up. Even if you don't have the power or resources, sometimes just showing up, you don't even have to say nothing. Just show up. Somebody's going to talk. There's no problem finding somebody who can talk. Just show up. And you'd be surprised how often many of us don't show up. And so they just go on with their plans. So no, speak up.
I agree. I mean, it's really important to question the status quo. We have to look around and see, where is the injustice? We know there's injustice. Where is it? Who's not being treated fairly? Who has less than because they haven't been given the opportunities? Who's been pushed into the criminal justice system because they didn't have the education, perhaps? Or, you know, there are a lot of things that happen to people, and they're treated unfairly because of that. You know, so that is the status quo, and so that's why we have to keep fighting it.
Any projects for the community to get involved in?
Wow. One thing that I'm doing is I'm taking around petitions about redistricting, getting signatures. So part of our problem in Ohio is that one party has all of the control. They have drawn maps that are unfair. They disenfranchise certain blocks of voters. And so it's important for us to change the process by which those maps are drawn. And so if anyone comes up to you and says, are you familiar with gerrymandering? Have you signed the petition to get redistricting changed? Sign the petition. You know, let's try and get that constitutional amendment to the state of Ohio passed to get redistricting fixed. So that's one important thing that everybody can get involved in right now.
Yeah, we have quite a bit of projects going on right now. One project in particular we've been working on for about almost 2 years now, which is ending qualified immunity when it comes to policing in our neighborhoods and things like that. We're trying to end qualified immunity for police officers and government officials, so that if they violate our constitutional rights, then they will be held accountable if that was to happen. So we're trying to amend that Ohio Constitution and to reflect that. And this is our 4th attempt that the Ohio Attorney General keeps kicking it back. So we're actually finishing up on that to resubmit it again. So for the 5th time. So that's coming up, and also we're working on something when it comes to ending some of the violence in our community. So we got an initiative coming out real soon that we're trying to meet the efforts of bringing the community, making them aware of the violence that's in our community when it comes to gun violence and things like that, homicides, right? And so we're working on that, and that's supposed to be for the rest of this year. So we're gonna start on that. So all that is up under the guise of social justice, trying to help our community. So we got some projects out there. So
Point of clarification. What is qualified immunity?
qualified immunity is a effort that is written into the Constitution, so that if government officials violate someone's constitutional rights, if they have a reason, which is what they consider, like for example, a police officer. If a police officer guns someone down, and that police officer's excuse is, I thought it was a gun, then that police officer can invoke qualified immunity to overtake that person's civil rights. And so that's what that is. And all government officials have that.
So they can't be sued.
So that
right?
they can't be sued,
Yeah.
right. And so we need to get rid of that. That came into play decades ago, and that was from the United States Supreme Court brought that into play. Okay, so, and that's something we don't need. They would have the same rights and responsibilities like any other citizen. Like if I was to do the same thing, I have to go to court and plead my case, and they should be able to do the same thing and not be overprotected. Okay, and so too often with that qualified immunity being on the table for them and not for us, okay, then it gives them so much leeway and so far up to date, and you can quote me on this, at least 95% of the cases of qualified immunity have not been in our favor. So that just lets you know how deep this is.
How can the community be in touch with your organization?
Oh, well, on redistricting, it's Fair Districts Ohio. I'm sorry, I don't have it exactly memorized, but anybody could search on Fair Districts Ohio. Move-to-Amend.org. Greater Dayton Move to Amend has a Facebook page, and so like our page and communicate with us that way. Be a couple of things.
Right, and also when it comes to getting involved and participating, you can go on the website, Ohio Coalition to End Qualified Immunity. You can go on that website, even participate. If you want to participate, you can go on that website. And also, if you want to get in contact with me here in Dayton, BlackLivesMatterDayton.com. You can visit our website, you can contact us through that. So there's many ways that people can participate and get involved when it comes to social justice.
I should mention one other one just occurred to me. Ohio Families Unite Against Police Brutality, and their PAC would be an important organization to look into.
Yes.
Call to action. Government support.
Listen. Respond. I mean, I'm concerned right now about, for example, in the city of Dayton, in 2020, they had police reform recommendations came out, and a lot of good came out of those recommendations. And I'm concerned that that effort has slowed a lot, that not a whole lot more is being done at this point. And it's possible that it's being done and I just don't know it. So greater communication, more transparency, more accountability. Our governments need to know that they need to be responsive to the people. So if I send an email to a commissioner asking a specific question, I should get a response. And that doesn't always happen.
And just to piggyback on Mary Sue responding, the citizens speak. They don't just talk. They're speaking from a place of trauma. They're speaking from a place of being hurt, in their community. And they need someone who's going to speak for them or make some things happen, bringing in resources, Respond with those, because at some point, when it comes to voting or when it's time for them to get back in office, our local government is right there at our front door, hello, can I get your vote? But then when they get our vote, they tend to disappear in a way that when we speak, they're silent. So I'm saying as much energy as you put into getting our vote, have that same energy when it comes to responding to our efforts and our needs in the community.
What's your picture of a just society?
Well, let me say this. My vision is that every man, woman, and child can be looked at like this society has when it comes to their children and their family. I want my kids, my grandkids, to be in a society where they are embraced like we embraced everybody else's. Right now, they're not embraced. And so that's my vision, that they can walk outside my door and I not have no worry at all. Right now, I'm sick and worried about my family. So that's a vision. And so with all the missions that I have to make that vision happen, it's going to take a lot of work. So I don't want to leave here until those missions are accomplished and that vision is real close by.
I think of the word respect. Wouldn't it be nice if we all just respected each other? And that doesn't happen oftentimes. The other word that comes to mind is community. I really have a vision of neighbors knowing neighbors and supporting each other, helping out in times of need, something that I think we used to have in places anyway. But broader than just the neighborhood, the city, the state, the country, the world. We need to all recognize that we're all in this together. Nobody's getting out of this alive. We need to support each other in every way that we can.
Social justice versus human rights.
They're equal. Yeah, I mean, human rights and social justice are essentially the same thing, in my mind.
Yeah, human rights, that's exactly what we're fighting for. To have that dignity to live and have the same privilege like everybody else. It's such a hard thing to talk about because I know it doesn't exist, especially for black people, I'm speaking from experience too. And I think at some point we have to identify that people's human rights are being stomped over and trampled over. And if we have leaders in office who are not seeing that or turning a blind eye to that, we have a major problem. And so when I see laws and policies being enacted to take away our civil rights, our right to vote, you know what I'm saying, our right to a fair and justice system, you know what I'm saying our right to happiness, that the Constitution that is supposed to be for me is not there for me really. So this country has to come and be allegiant to those who are most oppressed. And at this point, I don't see that. So things got to change.